you a story about how did we get here, the Runway Recycled story, and also that is my story as Dr. Bonita Best, the founder, owner, and creative director for Runway Recycle. We are a nonprofit with a 501c3 status, and I just wanted to tell you our journey. So here we go. So I look forward to engaging with you into 2026 and beyond. So, excuse me. I am recovering from a cold, so bear with me. And if there's any questions, I hope it pops up on the screen. But if not, I'll respond a little later. So, welcome to Runway Recycle. Welcome to my story of how did we get here. Now, I am Dr. Bonita Best, also known as Dr. Bo, Dr. Best, and I am the founder of Runway Recycle, which is I am a sustainable fashion advocate, or change agent is like the word that I like to use. Also, I am a computer science or cybersecurity professional, leader, subject matter expert, and also a creative entrepreneur. I'm a serial entrepreneur. Now, today I want to share my story that has been about 4 years in the making. And the story is about sustainability, giving second chances, community, and purpose. Now, this is my journey to Runway Recycle, and this is how we got here. Now, how did I actually come up with this idea? It actually started when I was on vacation in Hawaii, where I was willing to sell everything that I had or live off of what I had with me on vacation in Hawaii. I was at the Big Island, and I wanted to have a boutique, and I wanted to shop for women and style them um, in a way that is tailored to them, not a cookie cutter type of approach. I wanted to be a buyer, and I wanted to shop for women and dress women. Going forward, I end up going into getting into modeling later in life. Actually, at the age of 48, I stepped out there on faith to become a fashion model. I was actually promoting someone, trying to get them a gig for a fashion show, and they looking for someone for intermission. And I ended up pushing for them to be the performer for intermission, and some designers were casting that day, saw me and asked me to participate. So that's how I got into modeling. And then from modeling, it opened my eyes to what happens in the modeling world, in the fashion industry, and sitting backstage as a model, especially after you're selected. You are sitting for hours on end, waiting backstage. After you get your fitting, you're waiting for the actual production. And so I just had this idea, or just I was curious and said, how does these clothes get bought? And when do they get bought? And also, I know that they always said if you're a good model, you will be able to sell the item that you are wearing. So the clothes should sell themselves on the runway. So as a model, I took that and embraced that fully, and I've walked in many shows, from up and down the coast, from Florida up to New York, in the Midwest, also on the West Coast. And my goal is to walk international beyond the U.S. borders. I haven't done it yet, but it's coming. But anyway, one year for New York Fashion Week, I sat back and wondered, what happened to all these wonderful clothes that are being introduced for as a collection, and what happened if the clothes don't get bought? I was fortunate enough, two of the designers that I walked for, the items that I was wearing, was of interest to some buyers. With that, the buyers talked to the designers, and I'll tell you that a whole different story later. But long story short, items were the ones that I wore was bought by a buyer. Yay. Pat myself on the back as a good model, but more so my head nod goes out to those designers for producing such wonderful garments where it was expressing interest to the buyers. The deals happen beyond me, but moving forward, I've been in many fashion shows before and wondered, why don't those clothes move? Some clothes do move, but some of them don't. The bulk of them do not. So I just wondered, is there something that I can do? Regardless of what career path I'm on, I always view myself as a change agent. I like to help people. That is my personal, as a individual, my personal mission is to help people help themselves. And that has been my mantra for all of my life, as long as I can remember, from youth to where I am today. So helping people help themselves, even as a cybersecurity professional, even as a boutique owner, as now a person that is charging to make a difference in the fashion and wedding industry as a change agent. My goal is to give garments and other items a second chance beyond beyond the runway and into people's homes. And so, as a fashion model, my goal was to partner with designers and see if I can give them another platform so that they can sell their garments through my reach as a model, as a person who is ultimately interested in dressing women and ultimately looking to safeguard our landfills, protecting them from our clothes, our garments, our shoes, and other things that are nice that should have a second chance somewhere in somebody's closet. And that's me putting my money where my mouth is. As a model, I wanted to work with designers to give them another platform. I'm going to advertise. I'm going to market. I have social media. I have YouTube. I have other platforms where I can promote clothing, and being a person that wanted to give a boutique style, as I mentioned when I was in Hawaii. I had the opportunity where a gentleman in Salem, New Jersey, donated a space to me or my nonprofit so that we can set up shop and do that mission, promoting sustainability in the fashion industry. And now I've expanded to the wedding industry. The space did not flourish as it relates to being challenged with a lot of laws, a lot of politics, and etc. I was not able to open the doors officially in Salem, but I did open the doors in Morristown Mall, um, and was there for a year and a half. So I was able to establish a boutique, and I was able to use items, also things that was either given to me as designers were paying me through their garments, or as a fit model. Sometimes they gave me garments. So that's how I was able to launch Runway Recycle with things that I currently had. Things that was given to me from designers, that was those sample pieces, those runway garments and shoes and etc. That's how I got started with Runway Recycle. I also had models who also was getting items from designers that you can only wear it one time. If you get it photographed, you don't want to be seen in it multiple times. So those items also were given to me because they knew my mission, the desire to dress women and to keep things out of landfills and giving garments a second chance. So from there, models, myself, designers donating items given to me as payments, and other models, I was able to launch Runway Recycle with those garments that I've acquired. And I was opening the doors at Morristown Mall in Morristown, New Jersey. And then also there, after that time and in between there, the pandemic happened, where a lot of stores have now gone online or closed their doors because a lot of online shopping plus a lot of we were shut down in the United States and across the globe, where we could not truly shop the way we normally shop, which is going into stores, touching, feeling, trying on clothes. And so a lot of stores closed, and that's how I end up acquiring more clothes, because I was either thrifting those items, meaning I was paying out of pocket. I was also getting donations from people because I was able to give a tax write-off similar to Goodwill, Salvation Army, some of the other nonprofits that would take donations, and they would, fund their own initiatives and etc. So from that, closing boutiques, closing stores, thrifting, I continue to funnel things into Runway Recycle. And now that's how it has evolved to where it is today. Now, moving forward, I was in the mall, learned a lot being in the mall, and ended up partnering with, and when I say partnering, I'm saying that in the loosest way, and I can't think of another term to communicate how I engaged or collaborated. Maybe that's the word. I collaborated with others that was in the community. Like, for example, I was able to collaborate with um, um, people in the community that had a cosmetology store. Excuse me, a cosmetology school. And the reason why that happened, it was because my neighbor in Morristown Mall, one of their staff said something that was not really positive or favorable. And I wrote a Google review because I was actually in their space to overhear them talking about my store. And at that time, it really hurt my feelings. I took it very personal because um, I wanted to embrace all of the retail partners that was in Morristown Mall. One of the staff members really talked about my store from the standpoint saying that our stuff was junk because we were not like the commercial type of stores that you know. Like, for example, my neighbor was Boss Cost. Further down, there was Express, but Express ended up closing. There were other small businesses that was in Morristown Mall, plus another anchor store besides Boscoff, besides Orange Theory. There was a store called Raziri Spa and Salon. One of the workers there was talking about my boutique, and I was there to get services because I was considering them for partnering in a fashion show that I wanted to launch in at Morristown Mall. The worker said that our stuff was junk. It was, um, they just really talked really bad about it. And with me writing a Google review, the owner came to my store. And of course, I was surprised by it and opened the door and end up having a nice conversation, and they learned a bit more about Runway Recycle, what we offer, and also they was actually checking the tags in our garments and seeing that there was some really nice stuff, some new stuff. It was not junk. It was not a typical or uh, yeah, a typical thrift store where things were junky. My store had a New York look and feel, nice lighting, window displays, and etc. So the owner of Raziri Spa, Salon and Spa reached out to me and said that they had a school, a cosmetology school. The cosmetology school was in Voorhees, New Jersey, and he opened the door for me to come in and talk to his students. That was a fantastic opportunity, and I was able to talk to students about what we were offering, what we do in the community to promote sustainability. And also, I was preparing for Black Fashion Week, and I would have loved to partner, which is the reason why I was at the salon and spa, was to actually get some services and then see if there's an opportunity where I could possibly get makeup artists and hairstylists to support Black Fashion Week. Um, so moving forward, it worked out. I appreciate the opportunity to just talk to the students and having some support um, from the school, where we did have about 15 students and some instructors come and support Black Fashion Week. And we were able to do a fashion show at Morristown Mall, and we were able to bring on not only just emerging designers, which is where my heart was really warm, because we were able to showcase upcycle and upcycling designers and designers that was in the Philadelphia and New Jersey area and in the surrounding areas of Morristown. So we were able to have some designers with us, and also with the requirement to be able to do an event at Morristown Mall, I was able to partner with some of the retail stores there. The requirement that I had as an agreement with Morristown Mall to have this event um, was to bring on at least 10 retail stores. I was able to not only bring on 10 retail stores, but I was able to rotate up to 13 retail stores that was within Morristown Mall and have them participate, or I was able to leverage their services. From all my catering was done from stores that was retailers that was there at Morristown Mall, and also was able to open the doors and provide a platform for the retail stores to be able to showcase in Black Fashion Week at that time, along with their merching designers. So it was a dream come true all the way around, full circle. And I was grateful for that, because we were able to promote sustainability in Morristown Mall, offering and opening the doors to other retailers, and also having emerging designers that was in the Philadelphia and Morristown surrounding areas to participate in this event on July 2024. Now, moving forward, as a nonprofit, I was able to not only open that door, but also be able to showcase at the Pennsylvania Wedding and Bridal and Wedding Expo last year, 2025. And that was because I acquired, what you would see here is sustainable gowns. I acquired sustainable gowns, which has more bridal and formal wear. So that opens the doors and expand beyond fashion industry into the wedding bridal industry. And so that's how I have bridal, formal wear, and ready to wear items. And it all budded from being a fashion model, sitting backstage, wondering what happened to clothes when you showcase them on the New York Fashion Week and other locations across the globe. And also, I was able to fulfill my mission by dressing women, working women, or the working poor, because we all are some kind of way poor in a way. Um, because, if something go horrifically wrong with our life, we can be poor. And so I want to give nice quality clothes diverted from landfills, also diverted from being just outcast, thrown away, um, not wanted, and put them in a platform and giving women the opportunity to shop. Every item that's in this store has been curated by me, restyled by me, and showcased by me, because I believe in this fully and wholeheartedly, that all items and everything deserves a second chance. And just thinking about, being either a woman on a budget, a bride on a budget, a person that's shopping for a woman on a budget, or a person with feminine energy needing some quality clothes. I wanted to be that place for them and offer this as a service. Now, unfortunately or fortunately, I have not gotten any grants, which is why I say it's a self-funded nonprofit with a 501c3 status. I am very determined to get grants and or continue to be self-funded, but the boutique needs to earn its own keep, make its own money. So when I purchase out of pocket, I have not yet paid myself. Um, so this is truly out of goodness of my heart and my determination to be a change agent to demonstrate to the fashion industry, the wedding industry, and beyond that you can be self-efficient, you can have quality clothes, and also make it available to your community. And also getting into upcycling is something else that I have embraced, because there are some things that come into this store that does not really cut the mustard, as I like to say, does not meet our aesthetic or is not showroom ready. So I don't put items all on the floor that we've received, and I try to figure out ways to style them, to showcase them differently, with hope that someone will be interested in these items, and also upcycling some things that are maybe damaged so that they can have a second chance. And so right now I am at a point where I'm looking for a seamstress or a tailor to partner with me, but I'm also looking to learn how to sew. My father purchased me a sewing machine, so soon enough I will be learning how to sew, not be terrified of it, knowing that I won't break anything, or I hope I don't break anything, and knowing what type of threads to use for different things like denim versus leather versus, silks and etc. All of the different things that I have here. So where are we going forward? 2026 is a new year. And right now we are in a pivotal point because a lot of upcyclers in the world, and I'm glad about it, and I'm all supportive. And sometimes I've even acquired some of their items to showcase them, because I do believe in helping others help themselves, and also showcasing wearable art, wearable items, things that have been given second chances. And I think that's where I'm going to be shifting the boutique a little bit. And also I want to think about women a bit more. That is something that has been weighing heavily on my heart. Is, a lot of clothes are now made with polyester, and polyester is not good for anyone, especially my targeted audience, which is women. So I have, as I'm going through my inventory, and I've been doing that more recently now, um, I am looking at the inventory and seeing that we have a lot of polyester, but we have a growing increase of 100% natural fabrics, which I am very happy about. So I want to educate people about polyester in the midst of me getting rid of a lot of the polyester, and maybe finding ways to upcycle those things onto things that have more life, which I am diverting some of our women to more of 100% um, natural fabrics. But I also know, in the space that I'm in, as now in the wedding and bridal space, a lot of the wedding gowns are made with polyester. Beautiful garments, beautiful designs, but a lot of the designers and brands are using polyester in a bridal attire. Not only just fast fashion, but even some of our well-known, top-notch brands are using polyester, and even saying they're recycling the polyester. So I am and have been thinking about and how to pivot and still not lose my shirt and my investment in something that I believe in, which is Runway Recycle and its mission to demonstrate that you can be self-efficient, you can be a eco-conscious um, entity and industry if you really put your mind to it, as I am doing and demonstrating with my own money right now that's been invested in Runway Recycle. And I mentioned cybersecurity because that's been on my brain for the past 32 plus years being in the industry. I've used my income, my bonuses to fund Runway Recycle, and this is our 4th year. So I am in a pivotal point trying to figure out what is the best way to move forward. Um, as right now, as a self-funded type of entity, who really believe in being ethical, supporting ethical practices, and also supporting and providing second chances to garments and keeping them out of the landfill while also keeping women healthy, um, but also supporting keeping things out of the landfill. Now, that is where I am right now. This is the story of Runway Recycle. This is my story as a change agent. I did not want to put too much out there, but I figured this is the end of year. And I want to use this as an opportunity to be very transparent with you. And I want to thank everyone that has popped in. I've seen upwards of 12 people. And right now I see 4 people that's listening. So I want to say hi and thank you. Happy New Year to you. And I hope you have a wonderful 2026. I want to say thank you for supporting our journey, and I'm looking to continue to be more transparent. And if this is something that is of interest for me to have conversations about, entrepreneurship or recycling and upcycling or, polyesters or how to safeguard yourselves as a woman or um, just things that I'm learning on my way. I am a researcher. I do have my doctorate degree, and with that, I enjoy learning. So I'm learning through this, which is why I'm continuing to do this. But I also believe that I was put on earth to make changes, and I'm doing that through Runway Recycle. I'm also going to be doing that soon through other platforms and other things that I'm interested in doing. I did resign from my job. However, it's still complicated. So I resigned from my job so I can put more energy in things that feel good to me and makes me happy and give me life. So, yes, I need help. I am a one-person shop, and I will be soon soliciting more so for volunteers. I will also be looking to rebuild my board, which is my goals for 2026. Since we are at the end of the calendar year, these are things that I need to do for the nonprofit, the organization itself. I'm looking to rebuild my board with people that have the same drive and support and have a network that can help me grow this properly, and also connect with people in the community-based organizations. And also I'm looking for volunteers and also looking to um, groom and trained individuals to be more sustainable in the industry that dress people. And dress people meaning in the fashion and wedding industries. And I'm also looking to give opportunities to those that are dream catchers that want to become entrepreneurs, boutique owners, designers, models, stylists, and other things that's surrounding this space, I'm looking to partner with you in 2026. And that is my heart, the heart of Runway Recycle. And that is our story. And that's how we got here. So thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting us. And thank you for listening. Have a good one and take care.